Hi everyone, this is the practice placement into Math 1431. We're almost done. This is 31 through 35, and the first two problems are solving log equations, or natural log equations. So basically what I'm going to use for this one is the fact that you have a log base of some number equals the power, and I can rewrite this as the base to some power equals x, and I'm going to solve from there. So looking at this, my base is 4, right? My power is 3, and my value is 2 minus x. So 4 cubed is 64 equals 2 minus x. And if I subtract the 2, I get 62 equals negative x. So just negate the equation, you get x equals negative 62. It does work. You have to check these. So I'm going to plug in negative 62 there. Just because it's negative doesn't mean it doesn't work. So let's plug it in. We have 2 minus negative 62, which is going to be log, base 4. Log base 4 of 64. This is good. This is positive. So it does work, and that's my solution. Alright, so just remember your formula. You can also remember a formula for this one. What I do for these is, first of all, I'm just going to write it in a simpler form. I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. So I get equals 2. Now, instead of remembering the formula for this, you can just multiply this by ln of e. ln of e equals 1. Then I use my power property and bring the 2 up here. So I have ln of x equals ln of e squared. I can cancel out my ln, so x equals e squared. Or you could just use the formula. Alright. Here we have to solve, this is log 12. Okay. The bases are all the same, so these aren't that hard. We have to write the left side as a single logarithm, and we're going to use the product property of logarithms and multiply it. Alright, since I have one log on each side now, my bases are the same, I can just solve for x. I get x squared minus 4x equals 12, and I'm going to subtract the 12 and use the, can I factor this? So we get x minus 6, x plus 2 equals 0. So if x equals 6 and x equals negative 2. Now, the negative 2 we have to disregard or discard because we can't have negative. Our domain for log is x has to be greater than 0, and that's not. So if I put negative 2 in here, that would make it negative 6, and that wouldn't work either. So that is that one. We have to write a sine function with all this information. So basically, you're writing something like this. All right. And they give you this information. So the amplitude is 2, so I know what that is. My b, they give me the period. Remember this formula. Your period is 2 pi over b. All right? We want to find the b. They give the period as 6, so when you cross here, you're going to get 2 pi over 6 equals b. So my b is going to be 1/3 pi. Now it shifts to the left, so this is going to be x plus 3, and then it shifts up by 5. All right? So positive vertical dilation just means it's greater than 1, which this is. So we're good to go, and that's our equation. All right? Next one It says, given an equation of the form a times cosine of bx minus c plus d, they give you 5 or 6 choices to look at a graph and write the equation. So here are the choices here. I took out some because I'm looking at the graph here, and I'm sorry about the drawing, but basically my graph is going in between -1 and 3. That means my amplitude is 2, because we're going up 2 here, and we're going down 2. So my amplitude is 2, so on here I took all the problems off where the amplitude was not 2. I just chose the multiple choice where they're 2. Now, we are shifting this thing up by 1. You can see there's more weight on the top. So it's a shift up by 1, not down by 1, so it's not this. Alright, now we got to figure out the period. And it's nice they gave us multiple choice, but the complete wave, and again I apologize for this, I'm just going to look at, we're starting at pi over 3, and then we're ending at pi. So from pi over 3 to pi, this is actually going to be written as 3 pi over 3, where it's 2 pi. So my period is 2 pi over 3. So when I find my b, I'm going to cross multiply, and I get 2 pi times 3, which is going to be 6 pi, equals 2 pi times b. So b equals, if you divide both sides by 2 pi, equals 3. So let's see what we have there. Well, they're both 3, so we're good on that. So all we have to do now is check for the shift. We shift it to the right by pi over 3, which is 60 degrees. Remember, cosine usually starts here, and you just draw your graph like this. This is your characteristic curve. Well, this thing got shifted over by pi over 3 to the right. So that means it should be this one right here. Because the way you shift it, you set this to 0. So this would be 3x equals pi. So x is pi over 3. That's your shift. So my answer is D in that one. Okay? All right. That's all of that. There's only 3 more problems. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.